No, no, you got it all wrong. The best characters on The Office are Creed and Mose, and that's it. The rest of them are just filler, just waiting for Creed and Mose moments. Welcome to English 4 virtual edition for this week. This week we'll be starting a 2-week unit in which we'll be inquiring and exploring. So, now, through this particular writing purpose, it's similar to kind of how colleges work in general, where colleges kind of operate on this principle of here's a bunch of stuff to read it and see the concepts and ideas at the center of it, and now tell me what you learned from reading and interacting with that. That's what college is like, read this information, now write about it and tell us about it and have us think about it. And that's what inquiry and exploration essentially is. With inquiry and exploration, you can learn anything whatsoever. I have this document on the assignment. This is not the assignment itself. It's just a brief overview to kind of help get us into the momentum of it. But here's what inquiry and exploration is. Writing is how we connect the dots in our knowledge. The very act of writing also helps us create new thinking. There is even evidence that shows involving writing in your learning can lead to better understanding than just reading and studying the material. Writing leads us to new ideas. It somehow deepens our comprehension. It somehow deepens our level of comprehension. Writing requires a degree of focus and commitment to an idea that does not simply occur between our ears. It is this level of focus and commitment that drives us to deeper learning. This is what is at the heart of the writing purpose of Inquire and Explore. Inquisitive and exploratory writing is the kind of writing that you often do without a specific end in mind. You often treat it as a vehicle to learn and think. If you have mastered, you can learn anything this world has to offer. And I'm dead serious. Even though reading can be hard for some people, once you leveled up that particular skill, it is the fastest way to ingest information. If you have somebody read something out loud or read it to yourself quietly, you will read it to yourself quietly faster than that person can read it out loud. It's just something that our brain is able to do much quicker, especially if you level it up. If you work that skill enough, the faster you can get to comprehending and understanding and building meaning while you read. So that's what we're going to be doing. This week is kind of just getting us ready for your own great unknown, your own self-exploratory writing project that you're going to be doing. So first day here, we're going to be interacting with a mentor text. An example text right here. It's connected to the assignment. This is your mentor. This is the sample text of how to inquire and explore a topic. And it's done humorously. It's a humorous essay that somebody wrote, and you're going to use that as a mentor to write your own humorous essay of such. The title of this essay is What Women Really Do in the Bathroom, and it's a satire. It is a satire, but it's exploring that question. What happens when women go to the bathroom? Why do they go in herds and whatnot? So what I'm going to have you do, I'll read you that here in a second. Let's see. But first, let me share the assignment. There we go. So the assignment that I want you to do is I want you to select one of the following topics. Why do people wear blank? Why do my coaches and parents yell so much? Why do teachers assign so much homework? Why does the food at this school taste the way it does? Why do people watch blank? Why do people listen to blank? Why is blank so popular? Why does my brother/sister blank? Then, using the following outline based on the mentor text, What Women Really Do in the Bathroom, compose your own humorous essay in which you explore the answers to the possible questions. So basically, I want you to write me an essay over one of these questions that you asked, and I want you to follow this kind of outline, this format to answer your question. It'll look similar to this one right here. It needs to be 4 paragraphs long. Each part is a different paragraph. I didn't put paragraph 1 because sometimes parts can be longer or shorter if need be. But paragraph 1, so part 1, the very first thing you'll do is introduce the idea that humans have always been faced with big questions. Then you need to add humorous questions, and then you need to introduce the central humorous question that your essay will be exploring. So those are the 3 things that you need to do with your very first paragraph. Introduce the idea that humans have always been faced with big questions, add some humorous questions, and then introduce the central humorous question that you'll explore. So the why blank that you're going to be looking at. Then your second paragraph is you're going to share 4 different theories that might answer this central question. You don't have to go super in depth with these 4 theories. You just kind of say, here are 4 theories that might be the answer to it. Part 3, you add one more logical theory, and this one will be one that you will develop more and have more backing to support. And then you'll come to a conclusion, the answer to your question. All of those are wrong. Here's the actual answer to the question. So that's what you're going to be doing with this particular essay that you'll be writing. It's due tomorrow. It's all we're going to do in class for today and tomorrow. Today we're going to introduce it, read it, and start working on it. Tomorrow I'll make sure that we get all this polished up and finally ready to submit. So this is a 2-day assignment that we're currently working on. In fact, here, let me pull up the preview here, what women really do in the bathroom, and I'll read it to you. And then I'll read you my own example because I wrote an example based on this mentor. So here's the mentor text of inquiry of a essay that inquires and explores. Throughout the ages, mankind has been troubled by a multitude of questions. Through perseverance and great intellectual curiosity, many of these questions have answers. Long have they pondered questions such as, why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? Why is the sky falling? What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? And what is the average velocity of an unladen swallow? Thus far, we have been successfully compiling answers. However, there are other questions such as, where do all the socks in the laundry go? Why are gooses geese and not, but mooses not meese? And what would we do without any hypothetical questions have yet to be answered? However, through meditation, self-inquiry, and logical and theological logic, one of the unanswered questions has been answered. What do women really do in the bathroom? So that's the introduction. So as I mentioned before, it follows the conceit of introduces the idea that humans have always been faced with big questions, adds some humorous questions, and then introduces the central question. Now let's move on to the second body paragraph. They're going to introduce share with us 4 different theories that they came up with. Now, there are many theories that pertain to this. Among these is the Girl Scout theory that claims that through years of intensive Girl Scout training, the buddy system has become a part of the human psyche, and that when around, the pools of water has become habitual to bring a friend. Also, there's the evolutionary theory. Women have always had to bring each other for protection from snakes and falling in. Over the years, it has been instinctual that they must ask or naturally follow other women to the place of restroom activities. Else, it'd be a type of system to provide boredom relief therapy for the long lines to get into the bathroom, where other girls are doing whatever it is that they are doing, which causes a sort of perpetuating cycle. It's also widely accepted that women bring the other women as fashion/style consultants in order to attempt to alter their image to defer their inferiority complexes. So those are 4 theories that this author brought up. Now they're going to get to the final one that's going to be, or their second to last one. In this paragraph, they're going to provide one more theory, but this one's going to be a little bit more developed and established. Logic would dictate that they would inevitably talk about guys. However, after much debate, it has been decided that not only do they talk about guys when they're in there, but the other guys that they're not there with. Upon charged with this crime, nearly all women will undoubtedly deny it. This does not mean it is not the truth. Jessica Pham, freshman, upon questioning of the truth of these theories, stated no, no, yes, and no, no, and sometimes and no. After much analysis, so that's the final claim that they put forward, the final theory they put forward. Now, this final paragraph, they provide the answer. After much analysis by brilliant minds, it has been inferred that part of the motivation is merely to aggravate guys. This has always been widely agreed upon by the majority of males. However, 3 out of 3 females surveyed constantly defer any of these theories and insist that they're merely like talking. It's on this consensus that they could not come up with any better excuse and merely attempting to hide their true motivations. So, using this as your mentor, I want you to write your own. Essay where you explore a topic humorously over one of these questions, and using this outline and using this essay as a mentor to kind of follow. In fact, I even wrote one, and we're going to share it right now. And so you can see how I did this. All right. This is what I wrote this morning during first hour. So first step is introduce that humans have always been faced with big questions, add some humorous questions, and explore the central humorous question at hand. So I introduce it. I provide, I think, 6 questions, 3, because he kind of sets it up where he does 3 questions that have 5 questions that have been answered, 3 questions that haven't been answered. So I'm going to do 3 questions that have answers, 3 questions that don't have answers. And honestly, they are just being funny. And then the last line of this introduction, I'm going to state my thesis, my question that I'm going to explore humorously. We as a society have always asked questions. Luckily, we've been able to find answers to some of these questions. Why does the boys' room always smell? Why do we have chicken patties every Wednesday for lunch? What is making that sound out back? Yet there are still questions that tease us, questions that the answer isn't quite that simple to find. Who let the dogs out? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And does this look infected? However, we may have finally found the answer to one of these unanswerable questions. Why do people listen to Drake? That is the prompt I decided to go with for this. So there's my thesis that I introduced. That's my number 3 on part 1. Now I'm going to go into part 2, the second paragraph. I'm supposed to share 4 different theories that might answer the question. Before today, there are many popular theories that attempted to answer this question. The first being the "Oh Canada" theory. Since Canadians are such nice people, society is transferring their warm vibes for Canada towards Drake. Also, there is the bandwagon theory. Over the years, people have seen Drake wearing their favorite team's jersey and assumed that he is also a big fan, not knowing that he owns one for every team. There's also the lesser known theories. There are also lesser known theories that contribute to Drake's success, such as the duck theory, which supposes that people are actually looking for the noises that a Drake duck would make, and the Degrassi theory, which supposes that people actually just really like the TV show Degrassi. Logic would assume that, so that was my 4 theories. Here's my part 3, where I introduce one more logical theory and have evidence that supports it, and I give it a little bit more detail. Logic would assume that Drake just makes good music. However, after much debate, it has been decided that this is not true. Upon questioning, nearly all Drake music streamers will undoubtedly deny that his music is good. This doesn't mean that they are telling the truth. Scott Norman, teacher, upon questioning of the truth behind this theory, stated, "What are you doing in here? Who is Drake? Get out of my classroom." That was just kind of funny. But I followed the structure that the original author presented. He ends it with a quote. He kind of goes back and forth. I even use some of the phrases he used to set up the ideas. I don't steal the ideas. I use the phrases to help get us to ideas. And then the last is coming to the conclusion, the answer to the question. After much analysis, it has been decided people listen to Drake simply because there is nothing else to listen to. This has been agreed upon by all streaming platforms. However, 10 surveyed high school seniors deny all of these theories and insist that they merely just have the radio on. There you go. There is my example that I have written that follows this particular topic. So that's what you're doing for today and tomorrow. So Monday and Tuesday, September 21st and September 22nd, I want you to pick one of these questions and use this essay as a mentor to help you write it, and you need to follow these parts. Each part is a paragraph. So that's what you're doing for the next 2 days. I will see you all on the flip side later.